As a group of rescuers encountered a specific puppy, they held little hope for her survival. However, a remarkable event unfolded that is bound to deeply touch your emotions. The abandonment of animals by their owners, leaving them to fend for themselves, is consistently distressing. In numerous cities worldwide, countless stray animals find themselves abandoned and struggling to survive. In Houston, Texas, USA, the city's pet shelter estimates the population of stray dogs to exceed 1 million. Nevertheless, a glimmer of hope shines through thanks to various shelters, organizations, and compassionate independent rescuers committed to aiding these unfortunate creatures. Ranging from pets that have strayed from home to animals subjected to deliberate harm and forced onto the streets, these dedicated volunteers have extended their help to animals in a multitude of conditions. Yet, amidst their valiant efforts, there was one specific puppy that deeply touched a few hearts. Back in 2017, Eric Holliday was employed by the Val's Pals GSD and Large Paw Rescue Shelter, a non-profit establishment dedicated to housing, caring for, and rehoming stray and abandoned animals. On a significant date, December 16th, this shelter received a call from another rescue organization known as Forgotten Dogs of Fifth Ward. This particular shelter's volunteers ventured into Houston's Fifth Ward area, a notorious slum notorious for being a dumping ground for unwanted dogs. Here, they tirelessly provided sustenance to the large population of homeless dogs struggling to survive. The rescue explained that they had spotted a dog eating the carcass of another animal on the side of the road. Apparently, the dog looked quite skinny, so the Forgotten Dogs of Fifth Ward volunteers thought that she could use some help. After hearing about the dog, Eric and fellow volunteer Sam Arkey decided to go to the last reported sighting area the very next day to see if they could find the poor pup and give her the help that she needed. The two volunteers walked up and down the streets for hours, trying to find at least some sign that the canine had been around recently. They worried that if the dog was eating a carcass from the side of the road, she must be quite hungry. After a long time of walking with no luck spotting the dog, Eric and Sam decided to head back to their cars and perhaps try again on a different day. However, on their way back to their vehicles, Sam spotted something that shocked him to his core. He had just seen the dog they had been called out to find, and she didn't look healthy at all. The animal was curled up in a pile of brush, clearly trying to find some semblance of shelter and safety from the outside world. As Eric tried to spot the animal, all he could see was the brush. I commented to Sam, "That's not a dog. It's just some branches," but it was her. Eric said in an interview. The fact that Eric had thought the dog was simply a pile of branches didn't bode well for the canine's health or physical state. The two volunteers made their way over to the pup. Normally, you approach a stray with caution, but it was clear she had all but given up. She wasn't going anywhere and posed no risk to us, Eric said. The poor girl was barely holding on. The two men put a leash around the dog and tried to get her to follow them, but the animal simply didn't have the energy to move. With no other option, Eric was forced to pick her up and carry her back to the car. However, with how thin the animal was, neither volunteer thought that she would survive. It had turned cold that day, with freezing temperatures expected, said Eric. And we have no doubt that if she had not been found that day, she would not have made it through the night. The dog, whom Eric and Sam decided to name Franny, was rushed to Virgie 24/7, an outstanding ER veterinary clinic that the shelter trusted with all of the medical cases that came to them. Franny was immediately evaluated by the vet, but her prognosis did not look good. The dog, who seemed to be a German Shepherd cross, barely weighed 23 pounds or 10 kilograms. That's a massive 40 pounds or 18 kilograms underweight. As a dog of her breed, she should roughly weigh between 48 to 70 pounds or 22 to 32 kilograms. Additionally, when Franny was first found, they thought she was between 6 to 9 months old, but that estimate was later revised to between 2 and 3 years old. Her lack of food had stunted the poor dog's growth and made her look the same as a puppy. Her condition was critical. She was emaciated, worse than anything any of us or the staff had ever witnessed, said Eric, who truly felt that the dog simply wouldn't survive for much longer. One of the biggest problems that the poor pup faced was regaining her weight without experiencing refeeding syndrome. This occurs in emaciated animals if they eat too much food too quickly. It can cause potentially fatal shifts in fluids and electrolytes, resulting in serious clinical complications. Additionally, the dog was anemic and required frequent blood draws to closely monitor her electrolytes, blood glucose, protein, and the reintroduction of vitamins and minerals into her system. It seemed as if there was no hope for Franny, given her severe condition, but the team was determined to at least try and save the poor dog. She was placed on IV fluids and fed very small meals every 2 hours. We expected her to remain under ICU care for weeks, said Eric. Franny was kept under constant supervision as her health was so poor that things could deteriorate severely and quickly. However, one night after the vet told the rescuers that Franny wasn't looking like she could pull through, the rescue staff prayed for the dog's recovery, and something miraculous happened. Franny started to rebound. As the dog began to improve, she was placed into various foster homes depending on her state of recovery. The 2 fosters who took her in were Jill Washburn and Amy Wilson, who showered the pup with love and care. She spent a week in the care of Jill Washburn. Jill needed to keep a close eye on Franny and feed her small meals every 4 hours. She also needed to take her to the vet every couple of days for blood draws, said Eric. Once it looked like Franny was well on the road to recovery, she was given to Amy, who continued with her care. Amy and Jill gave Franny all the love and care she never knew before, said Eric. They are the real heroes in Franny's tale. Without fosters who take in these dogs and offer them love, compassion, and care, no rescue group like ours could save a single animal. Once Franny had regained most of her strength and her health was given the green light, the pup was put up for adoption. Fortunately, her wait for a forever family was brief. The puppy found her new home with a couple named Jack and Jan. Upon learning about the dog's tale, the couple felt compelled to offer their assistance, demonstrating that not all humans are unkind. Although the hardships of her street life still left traces, Franny is embracing her fresh start with enthusiasm. She's like a little Energizer bunny, always running and playing, Jack shared. Brimming with contentment in her newfound circumstances, Franny also gained a furry sibling when Jack and Jan adopted another dog in need of a loving home. Now, the once diminutive pup thrives in an environment of affection and care, treated as a cherished member of their family. Her journey from a frail and neglected state, resembling scattered branches, to a vibrant, affectionate pup radiating joy and vitality is truly remarkable. The abandonment of animals is undeniably heart-rending, yet the presence of individuals like Eric, Sam, and the entire rescuers team offers a glimmer of hope. Thanks to their dedication, these animals are granted a second opportunity for a better life. What do you think of this dog's transformation? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and consider to share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.